I saw an interview with Dolly Parton, and she was like, I hate when people are late. And I was like, fuck, no. Because, you know, she is like, in my mind, she is my fairy godmother. Like I think of, when I go to therapy and she's like, think of a peaceful place and think of a wisdom figure. And I'm like, Dolly Parton in the woods. When I found out that that is her biggest pet peeve, I was like, oh shit, we're never gonna make it. This was pretty early on in writing the album, and I got the music for the chorus first. I was like, I have to write the coolest shit ever because this has to be, like, this is the best shit, so I have to make it good. I was like, oh, it'd be really funny to like roast myself for how disorganized I am and how it impacts all of my every day. You know, every day, like I run out of time. Said I was gonna take some flowers to my neighbor, but I ran out of time. Didn't wanna show up to the party empty-handed, but I ran out of time. Said I walked the dog a little further than the driveway tonight, the extra mile. Thought I'd send a card with my condolences, but damn, I just ran out of time. So I have this neighbor. I don't know how old she is, maybe in her 70s, and she loves bourbon, which is great. So do I. And one day, you know, she was talking about just some heavy shit that her and her family had been through. And I was thinking about her on my way back from the studio one day. And I was like, I should just like get her a bottle of bourbon and like some flowers and take it over there. Whenever we write, I kind of disappear from everything. So I didn't see her for months. I thought about her all the time. I did end up finally bringing her some bourbon glasses and, you know, a bottle, but like a year later. Intentions only get you so far. What if I'm just a selfish prick? No regard. I asked myself a lot of questions that made me feel really uncomfortable while making this record. And I think that was kick-started by so many social injustices that got a spotlight during the pandemic. I think that if you're doing work on yourself, then you also have to think about yourself in the context of where you live, the time you're living in, all that stuff, right? So there's no shortage of unanswered questions that I have about my own character, you know, and they all come up on the album. I'm always running out of time. I'm always running out of time. I feel like my sense of anxiety around time management has gotten worse since the pandemic. It was like so much tragedy, so much heavy, dark shit happening, and then also just stillness. The stillness part of it, I wish I could keep and take with me, but that's not real life, you know? Never mind, I hit the snooze on my alarm 20 times. I was just so tired. There was traffic, spilled my coffee, crashed my car, otherwise would have been here on time. Shoulda, coulda, wouldn't matter, ultimate alibi. You know it's a lie. I don't know. I don't feel like I can just walk into a room if I'm 15 minutes late and be like, hey guys. I was always like, oh my God, man, there was like a truck blocking my driveway and then I couldn't get out and then my head was hurting. I couldn't find any Advil. And then I started my period, like in traffic. And like, you know, it's just like always a thing. If you can use a period, you can get out of anything, right? There was a fire! Metaphorically. Be there in 5. Hyperbolically. Intentions only get you so far. It was on my list, I swear I meant to get to it. A harsh reality to discover. I keep my journal by my bed anyways, but I also use it for like a to-do list. So when I wake up, I can see all the things and then go back to bed and see that I haven't crossed off any of them at the end of the day. I'm always running out of time. She's always running out of time. I'm always running out of time. Like in my brain, that's like Oompa Loompas. You know how in Willy Wonka and the Chocolate Factory, the Oompa Loompas are singing really catchy little phrases, but if you really listen to the words, they're kind of twisted. That's the truth teller throughout the whole story. You know, they kind of represent that. So I wanted that voice, that like something that sounds a little bit different. Like it's not just coming from me. It is dissociative a little bit, and it's kind of the truth teller. Why we gotta be in a rush? My watch is just for decoration. Look, I showed up early for once. Now that's a new sensation. Yeah, I love old watches, but I like old cheap watches. I don't have like a closet full of Rollies or anything. That's not what I'm gonna invest my money in. But I love to go into like antique shops or vintage stores and find, because my wrists are so little, man. Like this is a child's wrist that I'm carrying around. And so I have to find things that probably belong to little old ladies at one point. It's so funny to me because I'll buy watches on Etsy that don't work. And I don't, that's not what it's for. It's not for telling time. It's just to have something on my wrist, basically. We're always running out of time. She's always running out of time. We're always running out of time. There's so much serious shit happening. There's so many causes. Like, how does a person who is self-aware enough, but also politically and culturally aware, socially aware, how do you even pick what thing to focus on and maybe devote your life to in some respect when everything is an emergency? It does feel like there's not enough time in the day, in the month, in the year to fix everything. For all of the like album promo, I wore my Nana's watch. My Nana passed while we were recording this record. And so my mom gave me her watch, and it's like stretchy, so of course it fits great.